Hello and welcome to the Alligator's Mouth Storytime. My name is Mark and I'm going to read to you Fergal is Fuming, which is a story about a little dragon who gets angry sometimes and has to find ways to control or even use his anger. And first though, because I'd like to follow the dragon theme, I'm going to do a little dragon poem. I'll read you a dragon poem from John Foster and Korky Paul's Dragon Poems. Korky Paul of Winnie the Witch fame does these wonderful illustrations. When I met him, he was a lovely man. Drew a dragon for me. And this first poem is by Jack Prelutsky. And it's called Happy Birthday Dear Dragon. It is a little bit different from the human birthday song. There were rumbles of strange jubilation in a dark subterranean lair, for the dragon was having a birthday and his colleagues were gathering there. Hurrah! Groaned the trolls and the ogres as they pelted each other with stones. Hurrah! Shrieked a sphinx and a griffin, and the skeletons rattled their bones. Hurrah! Screamed the queen of the demons. Hurrah! Boomed a giant. Rejoice! Hurrah! Piped a tiny hobgoblin in an almost inaudible voice. Hurrah! Cackled rapturous witches. Hurrah! Hissed the basilisk too. Then they howled in a cacophonous chorus. Happy birthday, dear dragon, to you. They whistled, they squawked, they applauded as they gleefully brought forth the cake. Oh, thank you, he thundered with pleasure in a bass that made every ear ache. Then puffing his chest to the fullest and taking deliberate aim, the dragon huffed once at the candles, and the candles burst into flame. And you can see all the trolls and the little hobgoblins and the witches and the skeletons and the queen of the demons and the basilisk and the griffin. And now I will read to you Fergal is Fuming. This is Fergal. What a nice chap! He's a friendly little fellow, but when someone tells him what to do, Fergal gets very, very angry. Like when his dad said, "Fergal, come down for your tea." But Fergal wanted to carry on playing. And then he said Fergal had to eat all his vegetables if he wanted any pudding. Fergal felt fiery. "It's not fair! I don't want to eat my grains!" Oh dear. So Fergal didn't get any pudding, and he didn't get any tea either. Fergal got in a pickle on the football pitch. "You're in goal." "It's not fair," said Fergal. "I don't want to go in." Goal? No. His fiery temper got Fergal into trouble all over town. "You have to wait for them to cool, Fergal." "You have to miss a turn, Fergal." Even incinerated the board game. Wherever he went, Fergal just couldn't keep his cool. He burnt a skateboard, and a hula hoop, and a guitar, and an ice cream, and even a kite. Finally, his friends had had enough. "Everyone is ignoring me, Mum," said Fergal. "It's not fair." "Well, Fergal, dinner is in the bin, Bear's buns are burnt, and no one can play football, and that's not fair." "We all get fiery," sighed Mum, "but we find a way to cool down. My trick is to count to 10. The next day, Fergal felt fiery again. He was playing a computer game. He just lost. "That's not..." But then he remembered his mum's trick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... And he didn't feel so fiery. It had worked. Fergal noticed lots of animals had their own way to cool down. When Crow felt fiery, he told his friends about it. When Fox felt fiery, he watched the sunset. Wolf always found a nice quiet spot and made a big noise. Ow! Cat lay back and had a really good stretch. And then there was Hare. Whizzing about stopped her feeling fiery in the first place. Now Fergal had lots of ways to cool down, and when he didn't waste his fire on being angry, he found there were much more interesting things to do with it. Like the power of a hot air balloon. The end. Good old Fergal. So, it's perfectly reasonable to feel a little bit angry every now and then. There are lots of ways we can deal with it, which is always a good thing. So, maybe I'll do a little song to finish off. And this is a song I have just quickly made up based on a wonderful story called The Reluctant Dragon by Kenneth Grahame. And if you don't know it, seek it out. And also I recommend, if you've got a spare 5-10 minutes after this video, on YouTube there's a really wonderful old animation of The Reluctant Dragon. It's an old one from the 80s or early 90s, I believe. It's really good. I think you will not have too much trouble finding it. This is called The Reluctant Dragon. I'm a great big dragon, I fly and billow flames. It's not a bad life, you know, it's so hard to complain. But they say that all dragons are evil to the core, and I am rather nice, you know, I won't hear it anymore. Because I'm a reluctant dragon, I'm quite friendly, you see. Instead of eat you up, I'd rather ask you round to tea. Get chased with pitchforks every town I travel through, but if you give me half a chance, I'll read my poems to you. I won't steal your gold or even eat your sheep. I just like a field to roam in and a cave in which to sleep, because I'm a reluctant dragon, a lover of poetry. Roasting people's houses just doesn't interest me. Because I'm a reluctant dragon, I'm quite friendly, you see. Instead of eat you up, I'd rather ask you round to tea. Thank you very much. I hope you've enjoyed this story time, and have a lovely day, and I hope to be doing some more soon. Cheerio!